Okay, this is the final in the series of making a back plate for this four-jaw chuck. And you will have watched previous videos where I turned this disc, which was a pretty big task, and made the insert. We heated the disc to about 350 degrees centigrade, and we put the insert in the freezer down to probably about -10, so we had 350, 360 degrees difference in temperature between the inside and the outside. I'll just zoom you in a bit closer here. At this about 350, 360 degrees or thereabouts, greater in temperature than the insert, and the plan was to screw this onto the nose of the lathe and then turn the disc down to the diameter of the chuck. Drill the index the 4 mounting holes, and job's done. The eagle eyes amongst the viewers will have noticed that when I put this in, I actually had it back to front. So I've since turned it around. What you may not have noticed, however, is that crack. And I'll just bring you
so there it is. That was the end result. I've never pressed anything together before with, I've never shrunk anything together before with temperature. I've got a small press, about a 6-ton press, and I've used that a lot, but of course usually I only have 1 or 2 or 3 thou difference between the inner and the outer. I did procrastinate a bit about what sort of clearance to allow. I did a fair amount of reading, and there were lots of varied opinions, and I ended up coming up with 5 thou, because I didn't want this to be anything other than a very firm fit, because it is the back plate for a chuck after all. However, after the event, I talked to another friend of mine who is pretty experienced with working with cast iron, and his immediate reaction was 5 or 6 thou is too much, and he was not at all surprised with the crack. I didn't do a double boost on it. I was pretty annoyed because there's been quite a bit of work gone into making this disc. The inner was a lot easier. So we're not going to give up. In fact, I can't give up, because I've got a perfectly serviceable 4-jaw chuck here that needs a back plate. So yesterday I made a few phone calls, and it's a pity that I didn't go down this track before. I spoke with a local steel supply company, and it just so happened that they've got some hot rolled 1045 in stock in bar form, and it cost me $30 to cut a piece off 40 mils thick. I should have gone down that track in the first place. It would have saved a lot of time, I think. So anyway, we've all learnt something, and so what we're going to do now is start again, and we have a billet here of it's not mile, it's 1040, so a little bit better than mild. Cost me 30 New Zealand dollars, so it's about 25 US dollars. It's 161 millimeters in diameter, and my chuck is 160. I've centered this up in the 4-jaw. I didn't video that because it took a long time. And so Keith, we're not going to be any threat to you in the upcoming 4-jaw competition. It took a long time because this outside diameter is not perfect, of course, as one would expect, and so I had to do a fair bit of averaging and getting it right. So I've got it, the biggest error is about 10 thou from side to side, and I think most of that is the surface. So I will be able to get this down to 160 without any problem. So we'll reshoot the video, and it'll be hopefully more successful than the previous attempt. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll finish this in 2 videos with a bit of luck, and it'll be part 4 and part 5.